Hello, everybody. Welcome to another episode here on the Better Together server. And today I think I'm gonna try and tackle some of the production issues we have. We have a lot of stuff. I've been running enough vaults that I'm not really low on any of the vault items, but if we look at sand, you'll notice we don't have a ton of it. We do have some compressed sand, which is good, but we only have, what is this, 157 of the regular sand, and then if we look at gravel, don't have a lot of that either. And as we go on farther and farther, the crystals are going to get more and more expensive. So what I'm going to try and do is I'm going to try and get out ahead of it, and since we can pretty easily make some cobblestone, what I want to try and do is I want to set up a cobblestone generator and use that to generate sand and gravel from that as well. Okay, so I was working on building out an area down here. I set myself up with a wireless grid so that I could more easily access stuff from down here, so I didn't have to run all the way back up top. But there's a small problem with that in the fact that it requires more energy than I'm making right now. And that's obviously not very good. This is priority 20, I think. Items, exact, insert and extract, yes. And so I need to take a quick detour and we need to up our capacity for energy. So I think I'm going to stick with the same thing that I've been doing. I had a thermo generator up here in this corner just over lava, and then I'm pumping water back into it. And so you can see here it generates 60 FE per tick. And as long as I don't have the wireless transmitter on, it doesn't use over 60. But if I do have the wireless transmitter, it does. And so I'm thinking we're going to make as big of a generator here as we can. That way I don't have to do anything but replace it. And it seems that this is going to be a big complicated thing, because to make energized steel, I have to use an energizer, which I'm not a fan of, because, yeah. Okay, so I need an energizing orb, which of course I don't have. And I also need a couple of the rods, which I don't think I have as well. Make that. There we go. Okay. So now should be able to plot that down. And if we put it in, can we only put one in at a time? Oh no, we can. Oh no, you can't. You can only put one in at a time. Okay, well, that's gonna be annoying. Oh, but it makes 4. Okay. Give me a second and I'm gonna make a few of these. So after that, I then proceeded to have an entire fiasco where I burnt the generator that I had here in the lava, and then I had to try and make a new one. And I borrowed some stuff from the community storage, made one, powered up the system, got a little bit of stuff out, made another one. It was a whole ordeal. And since that was not what I was trying to do this episode, I decided to cut it out. It was like 10 minutes of me working on this in video, and it took me like 2 hours because I had to go and get more blaze rods and mine for some chromatic iron. We can see now we're up to nearly 300, but it's okay. I have gotten, I think, most everything figured out. Down here, we are going to set up our system first, but we're going to have to use these crushing wheels. I don't know if one of these is going to be enough, but yeah, we'll have to kind of figure it out. I'm not exactly certain how this works. but I know that we're going to use these to crush stuff, and then we'll probably set up a system to recycle some of the gravel and sand that comes out and put it back in. So I did a little bit of setting stuff up, and we're going to need more water wheels. This is the fastest that I can run stuff. But we also need a whole lot more chromatic iron. So I went mining and got a little bit. And I did a little bit of researching, and with fortune, you either get 1 or you get 2 chromatic iron from the iron ore. So that's what I got from 3 ore. And if we look here, when we look at this, you always get 2 dust out of that, which can be smelted directly into chromatic iron. So it's actually better to crush it, which I was not expecting. But if we throw that in there, we'll get to see what it does. And it should eventually drop out here at the bottom. Hey, look at that. Just fell right out. And I think that's from our 42. Oh, yep. And then there's our 64. So, yep, that's exactly right. You get 2 from each. Awesome. I'm going to go ahead and throw this in the smelter so we can get it going. We're going to have to make ourselves a better... jumping is hard. A better way to smelt stuff soon. But I think for now, once I find my way around my base, we can just keep using this. This has served me pretty well. And I have done a thing. So what happens is we have a cobblestone generator here in this box. It's just some water, and then there's a drill, and eventually the cobblestone ends up down here. You can see a little bit is still getting stuck. I'm just really confused on what's happening in this area here. The cobblestone was popping out all over, and it was a mess. But now the cobblestone comes out on this track here and goes up, and then we have these tunnels here, which are splitting the items. And so on this track here, it'll send a cobblestone out every chance. And then on this track, it will send cobblestone and gravel out. And then on this track, it'll send everything out. And it's a little bit confusing, but it's on forced split. So in theory, what should happen is cobblestone gets split evenly between these 3. And so that means 2/3 of the cobblestone gets recycled. And then gravel gets split between these 2. And so that means half of the gravel gets recycled. And then everything else heads out. And if we look at our chest here, you can see it's not like I planned it, which is okay, I suppose. We are getting more sand and gravel than I was expecting, but I don't think it's that big of an issue. I don't need this to be 100% efficient or 100% perfect. It's producing what we need. And I've already actually hooked this up to the system. If I just reach down and turn this on to redstone mode, it'll start sucking everything out. And we have everything here. I have 3 diamond upgrades in these 3 with void upgrades, and then 2 diamond upgrades with these 2. So should have enough storage for an incredibly long time. Alright, so I am getting pretty low on gems in general, but I specifically need some echo ore. So the plan is we're going to do a little bit of bounty hunting, and I have this lost bounty here, which doesn't give me any of the echo gems that I need, but it does give me 2 fundamental focuses. So we gotta remember to do this while we're in there, see if we can find the inscriptions. But then we're gonna go ahead and try and do a hunt the Guardian's vault. So we're not gonna be focusing on looting, but hopefully we'll be able to get this the first try. So we should have everything, but I don't have any of the purple blocks. So what I'm gonna do is I'm going to hope that there's some in the community storage. We'll take a look there, and we might have to grab some chorus fruit as well. We'll see. None there. And there's no chorus fruit. Okay, well, I guess we're going on a trip to the end. So, if I want any of the popped chorus fruit, all I have to do is just take my smelting tool here and pick it up. Nice and simple like that. It's the nice thing about modded. There's a little less steps sometimes. Although sometimes there's a whole lot more steps, which is not nice. So we didn't find any inscriptions, but we did find a lost bounty that we got from killing a champion, and we get our crate and stuff. Yeah, let me de-loot and then we'll open those. Alright, so get that and open. Got a relic fragment, but other than that, nothing too good. And then we get our echo gems and our black chromatic steel, and we also got a epic vault sword from that champion. So pretty good loot. Anything extra interesting? I don't think so. Feel like I already had that one. Yep, sure enough. Alright, well, let me look at this gear. I don't think it'll be too interesting. The Vault Sword doesn't have great prefixes and suffixes, but it might be worth a look since it has that 5% lucky hit chance. The other gear, though, actually is pretty good. This armor is okay. These two, this might re-roll if I can get rid of that durability and instead put some resistance on it. And then this Vault Helmet with the plus 10 armor and plus 10 AoE is really good. It's scrappy, which kind of sucks, but it might be worth a look just because it has that plus 10 armor. Okay, so I went ahead and added our 3 main machines here to the system. So we got our mixer and our press and our deployer. So that'll be good to have. And I also want to spend our knowledge points, or I guess our skill points today. And I'm going to need a regret orb because what I'm thinking I want to do is I'm going to save 4 of them for now. And I'm going to back out of one of the damage. And I'm going to take the other special ability. So if I unlearn this one, that allows us to put 3 into here. And what this will do is it'll transfer on hit effect clouds, which are like chilling clouds or other abilities like stunning or shocking. And I think that'll be really good because whenever I throw javelins, they'll have the ability to transfer my chilling cloud on them. Now though, what we can do is we can go ahead and take that gold and make ourselves a toolbox, if I can spell here. The brown toolbox. And I've been storing all of my stuff in here, but it'll be easier if I store some of it in here. So we got our stuff in our toolbox, but I think that's where we're going to have to wrap up for today. I am super happy with where this series is going. I'm really enjoying playing here, but I don't know how much I'll be able to play in the coming months. I know life for me is going to get pretty busy, but keep your eyes open for new episodes. I've got a really big project going on Eden's Realm, and it's one of those projects where it's taking me a long time to do, but there's just not a lot to show. So maybe an episode here or there, but keep your eyes open for them, and I'll see you again in the next one. Take care. Have a wonderful day. Bye bye.